Okay, it's pretty late in the morning. It's almost 4 a.m. My wife and I are laying here on the bed in the living room. I brought a mattress in here, laying here sometimes. And yesterday, I watched police bully my wife and criminalize us because she didn't want to go do a intrusive examination yesterday. She wasn't up to it. And also, she acted like maybe there was reason that she shouldn't do it. Well, now that the police have traumatized my wife more than any rapist ever could, she wakes up having nightmares about police instead of about, Cody. And so it's like now I'm waking her up from nightmares about police and what they might do to her, because, well, he's going to bully Amber worse than Cody, I mean, she did make some interesting points. Cody never told her she couldn't go home. Cody never threatened to take her away from me. Cody never threatened her legal status because of her, mental state, her legal classification. He never threatened to, do anything to us. What's really got her is the cop took our phones. She needs her phone to communicate with people. And the reason he took the phones is not because he wants to get to the bottom of anything with Cody. Because, hey, how long ago was Cody reported on? And they didn't even do a CSI investigation on the crime scenes, the alleged crime scenes, like the office and, apartment 1 of this building. They never even did that. They just fumbled the ball. You see, maybe Cody's friends with him or something. I don't know. Maybe that's why they decided they were going to bully Amber today or yesterday. But anyway, now Amber says that it was just one of those realistic nightmares that she was having about Cody and the rapes and stuff since January. That she did not open the door, she did not get pulled outside, she did not get raped. And she also says that the bruise probably came from me playfully sucking out her leg during sex later in that day, because, well, she didn't wake up on the 25th with bruises. So she's saying that they probably happened from us during a playful romp. And I could almost picture it because, well, the bruises ain't really in a spot where they could be explainable by what she said happened. And she did say nothing happened. And then because I wouldn't drop it and let it go because of the bruises, she finally, I don't know, I guess she said she told me what she thought I wanted to hear. So then I pushed her to pursue it, with law enforcement, because, it had supposedly just happened. And, I guess I'm going to have to quit drinking because, I get enraged, and then if I drink, then I try to intervene and do stuff, within the confines of the law. And I emailed the cop. And so then he pursued it, came by 2 days in a row. The second day, he wakes her up and comes to talk to her, but he wants to take my wife out to his vehicle and talk to her in private, you see? And something wasn't right about that. So then after that, he wants to take her to the hospital, but he doesn't want to let me go with them. So, that creeped her out. She called me from the hospital talking about the creep out. Fucking, does he got a crush on her or what? What's he trying to do to her? Why is he forcing her to do stuff she doesn't want to do? Because she didn't want to go to the hospital yesterday. You could tell. He kind of pushed her into it. He bullied her into it. You see? Well, then, he didn't want to come get me to take us down to Roscommon to have her examined. And then, on the way down, because I knew she didn't want to go, I didn't want to be a participant to the bullying of the cop, because, well, that makes me no better than the cop and Cody, because the cop and Cody are on the same level. They're going to bully my wife because, they want to get something out of her. And if she won't give them what they want, then they're going to bully her for it. So the cop calls for backup like we're criminals and stuff. We pull up at the house. He brings us back to the apartment here. And he a whole bunch of cops literally do a gang swoop on my wife, like thugs on a white girl in the ghetto. You know, just swooped on her, treated her like a criminal. He came running around the car, you know, to disarm me of my phone. He's going to take my phone. Well, one of the phones we have. We keep switching phones so that nobody can know, you know, who's got what phone, you see, just in case, you know, some dickhead gives her ex-boyfriend, you know, one of the numbers again, you see. Because I did block him, but then I unblocked him to see if he would communicate with me when, you know, somebody gave my phone number to him as her phone number, you see. They didn't have her phone number, so they gave him my phone number. Well, at the time, I was carrying my phone, so he got me when he called. Well, I didn't answer the phone, but he, you know, I got his message, and then I texted him back. Anyway, that's all off point. What happened was the 25th. I thought that because there was footage missing off my camera, that maybe that's when it happened. So, you know, because I had been drinking and I saw the bruises, I became enraged that this dickhead got to my wife again. Well, he didn't get to her. You see, and I pushed her, and I pushed it to try and get charges brought against him for the latest assault, you know, because I thought he did the bruises. Well, here's the thing. The dog was here on 425. So if Cody would have knocked on the door, the dog would have heard it way before Amber, and he would have been barking. Okay? So the dog didn't bark. He didn't even stir. Since 425, I have tested many times while Amber's asleep to see if you can even wake her up knocking on the door. You can't even wake her up knocking on the door. You see, UPS delivered, she didn't even know they delivered. They knocked on the door pretty loud. So knocking on neither door will wake her up. So it is believable that it didn't happen, that she had another nightmare, and then I was pushing it because of the bruises, so she was just trying to appease my rage, you see, because I was enraged, you know, that this dude might have got a hold of her again. Because, well, she's been having nightmares ever since, and so have I, actually. It's like we're both traumatized by what happened here in January. And, you know, we've been living in like a fugue state, traumatized and shit because of it. And then, you know, for the cops to take our phones because he wants to assess that she's not making good decisions so that he can challenge her legal right to be her own guardian and be with me, you see. He wants to challenge her right to be with me because, I can't protect her from her own decisions or some weird mentality, you see. Like, how's he going to protect her? Put her in a locked room and give her a phone that only has access to one phone number? I mean, for real, you're going to treat her like that? They already gang swooped on her and embarrassed her in front of a whole apartment complex, treated her like a criminal, bullied her, and under duress after they stole her phone because they didn't have a warrant to seize the phones. You have to have reasonable criminal, there has to be like, you know, a reason to suspect criminal activities happening with the phone. Me texting my wife to tell her to tell the cop to take us back home is not impeding an investigation because, well, for one, there never was a police report filed. Nobody filed a police report to try and charge Cody. The cop took it upon himself after he took my wife outside and sat there interviewing her. He took it upon himself to, he's going to pursue it. He's going to charge Cody with a rape. Well, I wanted him to wait a little while instead of jumping all over shit, so I'm trying to slow him down because, well, maybe in a day or two she'll be like, you know, have a little more clarity. Be like, hey, you know, that was a nightmare. I would never open the door for Cody. Come on, all right? I wouldn't go open the door for him if he did come to the door. So I didn't open the door for Cody. I didn't go out and get raped by him, and he didn't bruise me. The bruise probably happened when we were having sex, the playful stuff we were doing to each other, okay? So, okay, yeah. So she's like, I don't want to pursue charges against him for that one. And I don't want to go get him examined. So, and it's like, the way the cop handled it with his bullying of my wife, I mean, I've got it on video footage. They bullied her. They gang swooped on her like you know, she was a dangerous threat, you see. And all she did was she just didn't want to go be examined yesterday. And he's an impatient little prick, this little Paille guy, who, if he can't get his way, he's going to use, you know, the law to punish you for it. He's going to criminalize you because you wouldn't jump through his hoop. He held the hoop up and he said, jump through that hoop, little doggy, you little victim of rape, you. And if you don't jump through the hoop, well, then he's going to criminalize you for it. And try to act like, well, you can't make proper decisions. And he wants to try and use my content, you know, my cartoonish, clownish, drunken content when I'm talking shit enraged, you know, because, well, it's my form of therapy to talk to you guys, right? He wants to take that and use that against Amber. And it's just amazing, you know, that he said, oh, he had to take the phone because the prosecutor told him. Oh, but the prosecutor didn't prosecute Cody for gang raping my wife in January. Do you see how clownish and bumbling these police in Grayling are? For real. If you get raped in Grayling, you better fucking go report it in another city. Don't even mess with Grayling. Because if you ever seen South Park and you see the cartoon cop, nothing to see here while crime's happening and shit, you know, that's what they're doing here. They, you know, and people have joked about these police. They'll criminalize the victim. They will not go after the perpetrator. And now I believe it. You know, my sister's a cop, so I don't want to believe the worst about cops. But now I'm getting shown the worst of cops. This guy wants to find something wrong with my communications with my wife. Okay, I already admitted. I told her to take us home. You violated her rights by trying to force her to go down there. And I didn't feel good about, you know, helping you bully her into an examination she didn't want. Maybe there's a reason she didn't want it. Maybe she wasn't clear about whether or not the shit even happened. You see? And that's why she didn't go file a police report like we did before. We didn't go to the police station. You see? So he's going to say you're impeding my investigation. Well, there was no charges filed. There was nobody asked him to investigate shit. I fucking sent him an email while I was drunk with pictures of the bruises, and he took it upon himself he's going to pursue it when he talked to her. But then his big deal about pursuing it is he wants to run off with my wife like she's his date. He's going to take her on a date to the hospital. Then he's going to take her on a date to the examination place. You know, your husband can't go with us. Well, really? Not even Cody would do that shit where your husband can't go with us. It just eats your ass. Cody still has his phone after he gang raped her. He's probably got footage in his phone of the shit that he did with her. And the cop wouldn't take Cody's phone. So it's like the cop and Cody are in league together. You see, it's like they're buddies or something. He's gonna criminalize Amber, you know, for being confused after having all this traumatic shit happen to her. He's gonna take her phone and try and criminalize her over the content. She might have did some with her ex-boyfriend or something. Well, you know, that's our business if she did. That's her doing something to me, not to you, Mr. Police. You see? And she was with the guy for 2 years. So while he's probably the safest of all options, if she did have something to do with him, you see? Of all the options she's got out there, he's probably the safest one. And now my wife is just as afraid of the cops as she is of fucking Cody. So there you go. When my wife looks at cops now, she sees rapists and bullies, just like fucking Cody. Because that's how I acted yesterday. They didn't sexually assault her, but what they did to her was assaultive and traumatizing. I mean, for somebody of her mentality. And it's like the cop, you know, thinks because of her mentality that he can push her around. Well, he can't. After the shit that happened in January, Amber's been strengthening up, and you ain't pushing her around no more. So you're a bully cop who wants to bully victims instead of going after the criminals. And that's why the criminals run around laughing at you. How you're too stupid to fucking lock somebody up for fucking what they did. You won't even do a CSI in the fucking crime scenes so that you have DNA. You let them clean the place up. And fucking, okay, he's running around free. So we do have to worry she's having nightmares and shit. I have to go with her everywhere. She can't go to the store in this town by herself because she might run into one of them rapists, right? And now in her mind, the police, and it's probably realistic too, the police are just as dangerous to her, if not more dangerous, than Cody. I mean, now that I know what Cody will do, I can protect her from him. But how can I protect Amber from a rogue cop who decided he's going to criminalize us and he's going to illegally seize our phones? See, I'm going to be filing a lawsuit against the city of Grayling, and I'm going to see what I can do about getting this officer, getting him, having him reprimanded for his behavior. He took her phone without any legal reason to do it. There's no legal reason to take her phone, because I might have texted her to go back. I'll tell you that. I already told you that. And anything else I said to her while we were having little problems with our marriage because of this bullshit that happened, none of that's any of his business. So it's like, I'm going to sue them for, various rights violations, legal seizure of the phone, and also for violating my privacy. Because I do really feel like this cop diddled me, like he's got his finger in my butthole right now, you see? And Amber feels molested by them too. She feels like she was publicly molested out on the street. They molested her reputation even more than Cody and, his little rapist buddies did, you see? So, yeah, you can't go to the police in Grayling. Well, not the city police, at least, The city police are bumbling cartoons. They're just cartoonish caricatures, of everything bad that a cop should be. That's what Grayling is. And now I can see that. And everybody warns you in this town, don't go to the police. Now I'm joining that choir. Don't go to the Grayling police for anything. Because all they're going to do is try and criminalize you if you fail to do something that they want you to do. That's what they did to us. We hadn't ate. He pulled her out of bed and immediately wants her to just, it's okay. What are you now? You're the new Cody, Michael. You're the new Cody. You're gonna take Amber and you're gonna make her do shit she don't want to do. Cody wannabe. Yeah, you're a little Cody, just like Cody. Just your rape is different. Your bullying is different. You bully from behind a badge and shit. So you think that you got some camera footage and you go criminalize me. Bring it on, because I'm coming for you too, man. I'm going to sue your department. I've already talked to lawyers about it. You compelled my wife to agree to an examination under duress after you bullied her and scared her and converged on her. You outnumbered her. You kept me away from her so that she couldn't even stand up for herself, you see? So it's like, wow, there's people that are going to find this story really fucked up. I'm going to get this story on the news, yo. I'm going to see to it that, you want to fucking goddamn vilify me for trying to take care of my wife? And you're joining the fucking rapist side against her? Wow. You're more of a threat to Amber than fucking goddamn a rapist ever was. Because a rapist ain't threatening her fucking freedom like you are. You see? These guys get really fucked up mentalities about people. They wanna lock innocent, law-abiding people up, and then they want to let people like Cody run around raping. You see? And if he just would have went after Cody, maybe that girl wouldn't have came up missing over there in Roscommon. You see? Just maybe she wouldn't have came up missing. Because I'm almost convinced that, she got picked up by one of them 3 guys. And that's why nobody can find her now. See, I'm laying here traumatized. I'm probably going to have to go over to my ex-wife's house to take a nap or something. Because I can't even fucking go back to sleep. I'm just sick and I'm tired. I'm really tired. I haven't slept in a few days. I've only got like 2 hours sleep here and there. I haven't gotten any real sleep. My blood pressure's super high. I think I might have to take a walk over to the hospital because I might have to go in and get checked out. So, I have that problem right there. I'll probably have to put Amber at Lisa's house while I'm at the hospital. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, if I could even pull it off. The cops being on the side of the rapist now, against my wife and me. They're going to investigate our phones to see if they can find that she did something. That creates more problems. And I wish I never would have said anything to the cop because, well, now look, it didn't do any good to report the initial rapes. He fumbled the ball. He dropped it and fell flat on his face. Well, this is what happens if you report a rape in Grayling and you have other stuff to do and the cop wants to take your wife down to someplace without you. They seized my phone, said that I'm interfering with an investigation because I told her she could stand up for her rights and tell him to take us home. She didn't even have to go with him. You see? I'm making a video about this right now. I'm talking to the camera. So now there's a whole bunch of cops here. Cops keep pulling up. They act like they're dealing with an armed, dangerous assailant and shit. They may be arresting me or some shit, who knows. They're out there scaring my wife half to death, you know, with shit. It's like, you know, she's not safe here and they know that, so they're gonna threaten her with arresting me.